Hi everyone, Tori here with another Project Life process video. This one is called I Make Neat Things, and I'm scrapbooking some photos from January last year when I went to visit my friend Andrea and her daughters. So there are two photos of Andrea's daughter building a puzzle, and then there are two photos in the bottom that I collaged together on one 4x6 of me dancing with the girls. And then there are two smaller photos that I collaged together using the Pick Frame app on my iPhone. And they're photos of me sewing, which is super exciting because I've never sewn before. And I really, really want to learn. It's one of the things that I've wanted to learn forever. And it's on my to-do list for this year. Or on my hopes list, like one of the things that I hope to do this year. And so when Andrea said, "Oh, you want to make this cool project with me?" I was like, yeah, I do. So I am using some cards from my stash and some from this month's Studio Calico kit. So I believe the gray card with the fern flowers, the red and pink flower card, and the red and white stripe card come from the Studio Calico Fairground kit. And then the I Make Neat Things came from Studio Calico 2, but I don't know which kit that came in. And then there's one card there that says January blank 2015 was one blank day. That came from last year, or this past January's kit. And I've been saving it for when I scrapbooked January 2015. And then I had this Once Upon a Time card, which was actually the back of the card from the page before. And I wanted to use that too. And then last month in the Fairground kit for Studio Calico, there was this Happy 4th of July card, which makes sense if you're in the States, but if you're anywhere else in the world, it's stupid. I don't know why it was in the main kit, but whatever. And I knew I wasn't going to use it because it's not like I celebrate 4th of July in Canada. But I like the word happy. It was sort of distressed, so I just trimmed that out, and I'm going to use that on that card of me and the girls dancing together. And then normally I pick a color scheme, but I was really struggling to pick a color scheme for this layout. I don't know if you can tell. I hope it's not too obvious. But the reason I was struggling is because it felt like in all of the photos that I was using, there was way different colors. Like in the photos of me sewing for the first time, I'm using green and red fabric. And then on the photos of Genevieve in the middle doing the puzzle, there's a bright color of orange. And then in the bottom photos of me and the girls dancing, you have Genevieve who's wearing a clown suit that's red and yellow, and Heidelise who's wearing a bright blue turquoise pajamas. So it's how do I use green, red, orange, turquoise, yellow, and red? It just was not happening. So I tried to be somewhat consistent. I did use red because I thought it would complement the red that was in the top photos and the bottom ones. So that's where that red stripe card and the red flower print one and the red cardstock that I put behind the dancing photo comes from. And then I thought black would work well as a good solid color, and I had this card that says I make neat things, and I thought that worked perfectly with the sewing, so I wanted to use that. And then I threw in some gray and some turquoise in there, so hopefully the colors don't look too bad together. I'm gonna just say it's not my favorite color scheme ever. Now what I was doing there is I really wanted the photo collage of the sewing that I did to sort of fit on that card, underneath the words I make neat things. So I grabbed my X-Acto knife and just trimmed around the letters I make neat things so that I could slip the photo under those. And then I just grabbed a little washi tape that I had sitting off to the side and taped that down. And then I'm also going to adhere it with some double-sided tape. And then I end up putting some washi tape along the side there just to anchor it because I felt like it didn't look anchored. And that washi tape was sort of very see-through and I wanted it to be darker. So I'm going to end up layering more of it, but I ripped it by accident. So I grabbed a strip of it and stuck it on the gray fern card. And then I also, do I put it anywhere else? Yeah, I put a strip of it on the Once Upon a Dream card. And then I'm going to go back and add, I think, 2 more layers of that washi tape onto where I put the washi tape before on the sewing card. And I just line up the plus signs so that it matches pretty well. So that might seem like a waste of washi tape, but I really struggle to use washi tape, so I know that I'm not going to be sad that I ran out, because, I mean, I don't think I've ever used up a whole washi tape strip in my whole entire life, so yeah, I just really struggle to use it. I've been trying to find ways to use it on my layouts more often, so the last few Project Life spreads I've used it, which is really good. But other than that, it mostly just sits in my drawer. Is anybody else like that? I mean, I know there are people who collect washi tape like crazy, but if you have any suggestions of how I could use washi tape on my layouts, I would love to hear them, because I want to use the washi tape. Like, I'm not the kind of person to just let things sit in my stash forever. I'm the kind of person who, like, gets things, uses them, and then doesn't keep a lot in my stash. Also, I have a really small scrap space, as in, I scrap in my bedroom because I currently live with my parents, and I don't have a lot of space. So most of the time I have to decide whether to keep clothes or scrapbooking supplies, and usually scrapbooking supplies win out, but because I still need to be dressed every day, I can't keep too many scrapbooking supplies. So if you have ideas for how I could use my washi tape, I'd love to hear them, because then I could get them from sitting in my bottom drawer to actually getting on the page. Okay, what else am I doing here? So once I had all the cards adhered where I wanted them, I was trying to decide what to do next. So I decided I'm going to stamp my date, because otherwise I will forget that this was January 9th. So I grabbed the roller date stamp to do the January 9th, and it does have the date, the month, and the year, but I just rolled those around so that just the 9 would show up. And then I decided to use this other roller date stamp and use the word happy, so I stamp happy. And then on the gray and white fern card, I had this other roller date stamp from Studio Calico that had all these like creative things on it, like I made this, or pencils or scissors, or like a glue or whatever. So I stamped I made this and a pen, and that way I could do some journaling there about how I made the luggage tags that I was sewing in the other picture there. And there's going to be journaling in 3 places on this layout. I'm going to journal on that fern card in the top right hand corner. I'm going to journal on the red and white lines on that photo of Genevieve doing the puzzle, and I'm also going to do a little bit of journaling on the Once Upon a Dream card, but I wanted somewhere to do the journaling. So one of the stamp sets that came with the Project Life kit this month had this like little, I don't know, it was like a little grid kind of thing, and it said good times, and then it said there were like places to write so much fun with blank, and then the date, and then the location. So I add that in there. And then I also added about how we were listening to music, and I decided to dance along and twirl the girls, and we had lots of fun. And about how much Genevieve loves putting together puzzles. And I also did some journaling on that top card to just say how I've always wanted to learn how to sew, and when Andrea asked me if I wanted to make this thing with her, I was like, yes. So we ended up making handmade luggage tags, which I can't believe I didn't take a picture of the luggage tag, which is ridiculous to me, but maybe I'll show it in another layout. For now, I'm just happy showing the pictures of me sewing. Then I'm going to grab a couple of chipboard shapes like the Love This and that heart banner and stick those down, and I'm going to use my stapler. I also grabbed a blue diamond that said Let It Go, and stuck that on the Once Upon a Dream card. And if you know what that's from, that is from Frozen, which ironically was the song that we were singing while we were dancing and twirling around. And then I knew that I had these like acrylic music notes from a really old kit or something in my stash. So I went to grab those, and I'm going to put those on the Once Upon a Dream card to be with the music and the dancing. And then I also grabbed some other things like a circle tag with a gold heart on it, and I'm just going to put that up there on the I Make Neat Things card. And then I grabbed a couple chipboard gray and red stars and put them around the happy just to bring a little extra dimension there. I'm using my Ranger multi-medium glue to glue down those acrylic music notes. That way you can't see the glue when it dries. On the circle on the top, I'm also going to stamp something that says handmade, and then I'm going to write luggage tags on it, so like handmade luggage tags. And after that, I think the layout is done. So I'm going to slow it down and hold up all the cards so that you can get a chance to take a look at them. And what I would love to know from you, if you could leave me a comment in the comment box, how do you feel about this color scheme? Gray, black, red, and blue aqua. Do you like it? Do you not like it? I haven't decided. So leave me a comment and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I like to post lots of videos, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye!